Could you all please stand for the arrival of the procession?
Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm, in every sense of the word, welcome to this very special occasion. It's special not just for the university, but very much for all of you who are passing a very important landmark in your lives. So I hope you thoroughly enjoy the next 3 or 4 hours while we're here in the room together. 40 minutes. I declare the congregation open.
Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I present to you these candidates who have been found worthy to be admitted to the degrees for which they have been awarded. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, the role of ATP6 V1E1 in the control of apoptosis, survival, and motility of breast cancer cells, Saja Nadem Mohammed. For the degree of Master of Arts and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, Hiral Rakesh Billy Moria. William Butterfield. For the degree of Master of Science and Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, and the Ian Chester Prize for Postgraduate Anatomy 2020-2021, Daisy Marie Suzanne Evans. Rhiannon Elizabeth May. Aidan Mark O'Grady. Abby Louise Randall. Alex Michael Summerbell. Samuel James Tushingham. May I ask the students that have just been conferred to stand?
By virtue of my authority as Vice-Chancellor, I admit you to the degrees for which you have just been presented. Many congratulations.
Please be seated.
It's a pleasure once again to welcome you to this ceremony to celebrate the achievements of our students who do so much while they're at Keele and achieve so much when they leave. These are not the conditions for a long speech, but it is important that we do briefly reflect on what you have all achieved and what might lie ahead. And what a journey you've all been on. Your experience at university has been different from most of those that have gone before you and most who will come after you. You have been through the various stages of lockdown, through times of genuine fear of virtually everything, and it's almost hard to remember what changes came in place very quickly. As a university, we had to pivot very quickly into using online education in a way that we had never done at scale before. To keep going with your studies at a time of such huge uncertainty and stress in all that was around you is a major achievement. There is no doubt that you did miss a lot of the social interactions that are a really important part of university life. And this will have been in particular important for some of you in some of the professional roles that you've been adopting. But I'd like you to remember that you've also learnt a lot from the experience and that you have a real chance to stand out from the crowd in many aspects of your life. I'm in no way underestimating how hard it was for you. None of us would have wished it all on you, especially at a time of life when friendships and networks are developed that can last for a whole lifetime. But the adaptability, the resilience, and the sheer determination that was needed to get you through your degree was astonishing. And in a life when all of those things will be needed, you've been there, you've done it, and when things get tough in the future, just remember what you have shown yourselves to be capable of. I also hope that you recognize the efforts of the staff here at Keele and the efforts that they have exerted in order to help you through your degree. They also had to change very quickly during COVID, and they were coping often with difficult domestic situations while quickly and dramatically changing the way that education was being delivered. Our educators continue to receive national recognition in all sorts of ways, and I'm pleased that the very recent student crowd survey placed us first in the UK, as judged by our students when asked about their experience. So I'm certainly very proud of our staff, and I suspect that you are too. The staff effort is also reflected in the progress that the university has maintained in the last few years. The opening of the new Harper Keele Vet School with the first students in 2020 and a new building in 2021 is a huge step forward for Keele. And the development of an energy park with 2 wind turbines and 12,500 solar panels that are working very quickly today is important not only to the university but also to society. We take our responsibility for helping with the climate emergency very seriously indeed, and I hope that all of you have developed a strong appreciation of the challenge and what you might be able to do something about it. In the last year or two, we've also developed campus further, for example, through the opening of the new chapters area in the Chancellor's building, and in what some have described as being 2 of the most important advances in Keele for years, we've opened the Co-op and Greg's. The staff at Keele are always very proud of our students and alumni, but the respect that we have for you is even greater than normal. Sorry, the sweat's getting in my eyes. And I'm sure that those of you who are family and friends of our graduates are also brimming with pride today. So before I go any further, can I, on behalf of your behalf, thank you, the friends and the family of our students, for supporting all of our students while they were here at Keele. So thank you very much. Out of your own achievements. Even beyond the COVID experience, all of you have been on a big adventure that will have challenged the way you think, taught you new skills, opened up new worlds, and set new horizons. You will also have undergone this huge transition alongside students either physically or remotely from every part of society in the UK, and indeed from many parts of the world. Education is a critical mediator of understanding of other cultures, and this is even more important when the biggest challenges of all that we face in society can only be solved through collaboration on a global scale. This is not always easy, but I hope that we have helped you develop a critical evaluation that will allow you to make informed viewpoints that will help you thrive in a world where global travel may be affected for some time, but global interactions will be critical for a peaceful and equitable world. It is with this aim of impacting on future of society around the world that here at Keele we are putting significant attention to new research institutes that are aimed at addressing 4 of the biggest challenges that we face as a global population. These are social inclusion, sustainable futures, global health, and ensuring that we maximize the benefits from a digital society. We have literally hundreds of staff performing leading research in these areas, and I'm confident that these institutes will have a real impact on society. As I've said, we clearly hope that the environment that you've been in here at Keele has prepared you to thrive in that global environment. This background will help you play your part in meeting these big challenges and taking the opportunities that they present with a confidence that will see you continuing the tradition of Keele students having a genuine impact on society. This may be through the professional lives that you will undertake, or through the way that you live your own lives at a personal level. Looking after your own health, reducing the adverse effects that we all have on our planet, and showing respect and concern for those in less privileged positions than yourselves. These are all important parts of being players in a forward-looking and civilized society. You've experienced a rate of change that feels unusual, but I regret to say that it will probably become the norm. And these skills that have seen you through the last couple of years will make you adaptable to those changes. In 20 years' time, even within the professions you've chosen, many of you will be doing jobs that haven't even been invented yet. So contrary to opinion in some parts of society, universities are not just here to train you for your first job. When situations change enormously, the value of a university education is to put you in a position where you can adapt to these changes and thrive in a modern society as you find it. The world will continue to change very quickly, but as graduates, you have developed skills to help you thrive in it, as long as you maintain a personal commitment to continuing to learn throughout your life. This is a university that we hope you will continue to be proud to be associated with, and that you will continue to think of as part of your personal future. You will now join over 80,000 Keele alumni in all corners of the globe. And alumni demonstrate great value to each other and to future generations of students through their networks and their links back to Keele. So please do keep in touch. Make sure we have your contact details, sign up for the Alumni Association, and come back to visit us. And think about how you might want to give back to the university and future students. Your time and experience will be hugely valuable to us, and you may well feel that you want to partner with us on various projects in the future. So that's it. You've made it. You are leaving here with a qualification that cannot be taken away from you, one that people will respect the world over and that will open doors and opportunities to you. But now you need to make it work for you. You can afford to be ambitious. Indeed, you owe it to yourself to be ambitious. It could be tough sometimes, but if you don't stretch yourself and reach for what you truly want, you will always, always regret it. So I hope that you, our next generation of graduates, will have seen yourself as part of a thriving university that has valued your presence, and that you can now go out there and make a real difference. So with that, can I, on behalf of the whole Keele University community, give you, our new graduates, our heartiest congratulations, and wish you good health, great happiness, and enormous success in everything that you now do. Thank you.
I'm just letting the Vice-Chancellor have a well-earned glass of water after that. So, Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I present to you these candidates who have been found worthy to be admitted to the degrees for which they have been awarded. for the degree of Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery. Jamila Abdul Rahim. Rose Adkin. Amber Siraj Ahmed Isaac. Priyanth Alagaraja. Saha Ali. Jacob Andrews. Charlotte Aileen Archer. Keena Elizabeth Bailey. Noor Baksh. John Henry Thomas Barnes. Alicia Amira Binti Mohammed Haroon. Jack John Bishop. Samuel Jack Bloomer. Eleanor Braddock. Rosabelle Irene Bradshaw. Amal Azhar Anwar. Oliver Tim Chumley Cannon. Elena Sylvie Cairus. Wang Hon Chan. Victoria Hatsi Pavli. Taran Mukul Chowdhury. Anvir Chima. Winston Ho Chung Chung. Natalia Chilal. Joseph Solomon Cohen. Mabel Rose Collins. Tessa Sabina Cornoyer. Olivia Sophie Cross. Emma D'Souza. Alice Elizabeth Darby. Isabel Dirahu. Niloufar Farahani. Lauren Alexandra Frame. Gagandeep Kaur Gabha. Amira Maria Sema Gadura. Shida Gola Mian. And the winner of the Year 5 Nigel Eastwood Memorial Prize for the best overall performance in Year 5 2021-2022, Frances Teresa Gibson. Tamara Hamid. Ramanula Hayat. Phoebe Elizabeth Hill. Harriet May Howes. Daniel Michael Humphreys. Sophie Louise Hunt. Robert John Husher. Angela Sangeeta Kathiraman. Simon Matthew Kerner. Humaira Khan. Rosina Khan. Beverly Elizabeth Megan King. Claire Angela Kerwin. Grace Knight. Chilan Kuok. Yadhavi Kuraparan. Mitchell James Pasquale Lechata. Saranya Linganathan. Tadiwanashe Farirai Marbiza. Sabrina Margaret Marr. Karen Mann. Chloe Marie Carter Matthews. Imogen Faye McCants. Daniel Philip McCaughey. Jane Victoria Moffat. Layla Mohammadi. Annie Catherine Morris. Viet Hoe Ba Nguyen. Magnus Oko. Sejal Mukundre Patel. Rebecca Jane Patterson. Dominic Thomas Pereira. Ashley Cara Pestridge. Syed Abdul Bari Ratzvi. Ben Rose. Catherine Victoria Lauren Rutledge. Leah Rebecca Sell. Lauren Ashley Sells. Helena Grace Rankin Sexton. Kashfi Satish Shah. Sharmaz Shahid. Alina Shrestha. Zeluleko Sabanda. Ryan Alex Smith. Sophie Grace Smith. Isabel Sophie Soames. Kandil Sohal. Pamela Amelia Kate Sturges. James Edward Taylor. Sophie Rebecca Taylor. Liam Dominic John Thompson. Ogachuku Chantal Obrichi Omadia. Sarah Utulu. Calvin Kumar Vardy. Maria van Valen. Jacqueline Ann Walsh House. Abby Warden. George Andrew Woods. Tingshan Yan. Waka Yunas. Paul Zaki. May I ask the students who have just been conferred to stand?
By virtue of my authority as Vice-Chancellor, I admit you to the awards for which you have been presented. Many congratulations.
Please be seated. Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I present to you, in absentia, those candidates who appear listed in the programme who are not present.
By virtue of my authority as Vice-Chancellor, I admit them to the awards for which they are presented.
Now, in a few moments, I'm going to be inviting all the graduates and anyone else in the room who's qualified as a doctor to stand and join with me in declaring the oath, declaring our affirmation. Now, just before we do that, a few brief words. The first is, as a school, as a faculty, as a university, this week we are so proud of all our students and their success and the degrees they've achieved, the professions some are going into. Today we have the privilege of having a quite historic, traditional part of the ceremony for you as people becoming doctors. And what I want you to do before we say those words is really to reflect a little on what this next 3 or 4 minutes really means. I want to take you back to a day in September when you were all first years, and none of you will remember me, but I was pretty much the first person who spoke to you. I gave you a quiz on things like oat cakes and so on. Somebody's nodded. That's amazing. Nobody's ever remembered before. But crucially, I showed you the picture of the oldest surviving Hippocratic Oath. And I said to you, as you walked through the doors of the David Weatherall building, you changed. You became proto-professionals. You started that journey to joining the profession, which goes all the way back to that Hippocratic Oath 2,500 years ago when it was written. That was the change that happened when you walked through those doors. When you walk out of these doors, you're doctors. And it is the most extraordinary achievement. And when we say those words, we are linking you, and those of us who are doctors, by reaffirming it, we're linking ourselves with those traditions that go back not only 2,500 years to ancient Greece, but go back through many cultures around the world, where the medicine we practice now has been learned and developed in all those cultures and come together really in terms of what you're going to be doing. So you are becoming the latest link in a chain that goes back at least 2,500 years. You're something like the 95th to 100th generation since the original Hippocratic Oath. So what you're achieving is definitely non-trivial. And what you've achieved, as the Vice-Chancellor was saying, in the time of COVID has been extraordinary. For the family and friends who are with us, the standards we have expected of these graduates has not changed. They have achieved the standards that any medical students would be expected to change without all the problems that they've faced over the last 2.5 years. So it is an extraordinary achievement. And on the behalf of the staff, one of the things I really want to emphasise is the way you have worked with us has been amazing. Now, I should own the statement, I have not always got things right as we've gone through the last 2.5 years. But the way you've worked with us and the way you've helped us to do it as well as we can, and as I say, it's not faultless, but that is a credit to you. And when people ask me if I'm still alive in 20 years' time about this sort of peak of the pandemic, one of the things I'll say is how the students humbled me. Several cohorts of students have genuinely humbled me. So when we're saying these words in a moment, just reflect on what this means in terms of the profession you're joining. Reflect on what it means about the last 5 or 6 years of work to get to this point. And finally, reflect on the people around you. Now, you'll be taking endless photos today. As some of you will have seen, I sneaked in before we all started to get a photo of you. More important than those photos, lock in your memory banks the people around you, the people on this side, the people over there, people up there, the people who've got you to this point and who are launching you. Now, everyone will be relieved that's the end of my unofficial words in this hot weather. So what I want to do now is ask all the graduates and anyone medically qualified to stand up, and we will declare the oath together. It will be a noisy mess, but if everyone stands up, please. Now, you should see the oaths in front of you. I can see people holding them. So, 1, 2, 3. I affirm that I will make the care of my patients my first concern. Treat every patient politely and considerately. Respect patients' dignity and privacy. Listen to patients and respect their views. Give patients information in a way they can understand. Respect the right of patients to be fully involved in decisions about their care. Keep my professional knowledge and skills up to date. Recognize the limits of my professional competence. Be honest and trustworthy. Respect and protect confidential information. Make sure my personal beliefs do not prejudice my patients' care. Act quickly to protect my patients from risk if I have good reason to believe that I or a colleague may not be fit to practice. Avoid abuse of my position as a doctor. Work with colleagues in the ways that best serve patients' interests. In all these matters, I will never discriminate unfairly against my patients or colleagues. I will always be prepared to justify my actions to them. Well done. Please be seated.
So let us give thanks on this special day in a moment of reflection or prayer according to your practice or belief. We give thanks for our university and recommit ourselves to its mission that the tasks of education and research may continue to be carried out with integrity. We give thanks for the vision of our founding principal, Lord Lindsay, who directed that Keele exist for the pursuit of truth in the company of friends. The university's foundation also drew on the historic motto of the Sneed family, to thank God for all. May that spirit of friendship and thankfulness continue to be fostered by all at Keele. We give thanks for our graduates as they conclude this stage of their education. May their skills and qualifications be used for the good of their communities and beyond. We give thanks for all staff who have taught and supported them in their learning. May they know the lasting impact that their work has had and the change that they have enacted in the lives of our graduates. We give thanks for the families and friends present here and around the world. Let us acknowledge with gratitude the love, care, and encouragement they have given and continue to show towards our students. May we look forward with hope to the future, that the successes of this university and its graduates will continue to grow, that the gifts we celebrate today will be used fruitfully, that the world may become a better place. May I please invite you to stand.
Graduates of the university, congratulations once again. I hope you will continue to be strong ambassadors for this university, and as I said earlier, always feel connected with us. You're all going to change the world, but for now, just have a brilliant time celebrating today. I declare the congregation closed.